For you, with 6 News at 6.
A gun at a playground. That's what Lansing police found earlier this week. It's our top. Joining us, I'm Lauren Thompson. Sherry will be in tonight at 11. 2 stolen rifles that were loaded were found at a playground near a school in Lansing. Police say a 19-year-old was arrested after they were seen carrying those weapons through a neighborhood. 6 News reporter Sarah Al-Sheh is at that playground. She's here for you now with what parents have to say tonight. Sarah?
Lauren, this is where Lansing police found a loaded rifle right here in this playground. And this is right next to Riddle Elementary School in Lansing. Now, school staff say that they don't use this playground anymore for students or anything, but parents say they are still very concerned. Now, Lansing police say this past Tuesday at around 7:15 p.m. that officers responded to a weapons complaint in the 200 block of South Jennison Avenue. There were reports of several males getting out of a car carrying weapons. Officers arrived to find 2 teenagers and 1 adult who were then all 3 detained. A K-9 search along with witness interviews led the police to find the 2 loaded guns. 19-year-old Jabril Alexander McGriff was then taken into custody for reportedly being in possession of those weapons. Police say no children were inside the school at the time and there were no injuries, but still parents say they are concerned this happened so close to their children's school.
Around the school, too close to the school, no, this is not acceptable. It is scary to see like this gun is around the park and around the kids and around the school. You know, this is they should do something about it, like more control on the gun, and they have to do something about it.
The Lansing School District said it actually just found out about this incident earlier today and that it immediately sent out an email to Riddle Elementary staff and families. And as far as McGriff, well, he's facing felony charges. Here for you live in Lansing, Sarah Al-Sheh, 6 News.
Thank you for that, Sarah. Well, Lansing police are sharing new details on the case of a car that was stolen with a child inside this week. Police got a call yesterday afternoon about a suspicious car in Oak Park with a man and woman inside. Now, the car rammed a police cruiser and then drove away. The woman got out of the car nearby, and police say the man crashed into more vehicles before abandoning the car himself. Both of the suspects are still on the loose. Police say the car is the same one that was originally stolen with a child inside. That child, however, was quickly recovered safely. Officials warn that scammers are targeting families trying to find baby formula right now. 6 News reporter Shamir Owens is here for you now with how these scams work and what you can do to stay safe. Shamir?
Lauren, while some people have offered to help moms looking for formula, others are taking advantage, and the Better Business Bureau wants moms to be aware.
It's really disgusting when people take advantage of especially vulnerable people in vulnerable times. Mothers are just trying to feed their children.
Shortages of baby formula are leaving families with few options, forcing many of them to look for formula online. Now scammers are posting ads on social media, posing as companies and pretending to be good Samaritans. They say they have formula available when really they just want your money.
We've already heard a couple reports of people who've tried to purchase baby formula online and paid for it and then never got the formula.
The Better Business Bureau wants families to do their homework when buying from online businesses.
Look for those spelling and grammar mistakes. Make sure that you're purchasing from a secure website. Make sure that they have a legitimate address if they list one. If they don't list one, that's a red flag. We really encourage you to try to use a credit card because credit card companies are really good at working with victims of scams and helping them reimburse that money.
The BBB has a message for families looking to buy online.
This is an extremely scary time, and right now you're really vulnerable, and that's what scammers are looking for. So make sure you're taking that deep breath, you're taking that step back, and you're really doing that little bit of extra homework.
And to scammers targeting families in need,
if you're out there, we're going to find you and we're going to shut you down and we're going to stop you.
if you see these kinds of scams or become a victim, be sure to report it to the Michigan Attorney General's office and the BBB. Both of those links are posted on the Scene on 6 section at WLNS.com. Lauren?
Thank you, Shamir. A bipartisan group of lawmakers in D.C., including Michigan Senator Debbie Stabenow, have introduced a bill designed to help alleviate the baby formula shortage. The bill would give the Department of Agriculture more flexibility within the Special Supplemental Nutrition Program known as WIC. Now, this would make sure the program, which helps families buy food for children, doesn't limit the type of brand of baby formula that it covers. That way, families benefiting from the program can buy whichever formula happens to be available. The bill would also require formula manufacturers to have a plan in place to respond to future shortages. COVID cases continue to rise here in Michigan and across much of the country, and health experts say we're at the start of yet another surge. Now, here in Michigan, several counties have now been put into high-risk categories by the CDC, including Livingston and most of Metro Detroit. Some mid-Michigan schools, like East Lansing and Waverly, have started to reinstate mask mandates. Well, we spoke with the governor today, who says she's aware of the latest numbers, but she doesn't expect any more changes.
Right now, we've got tools to keep ourselves safe. Not everyone's availed themselves of them, and that's their choice. But I still will remain, eager to encourage people to get vaccinated or boosted if they haven't been. It's the best way to stay safe.
Well, just yesterday, health leaders in Detroit sent out a notice recommending people to resume wearing masks anytime they're inside a public building. Well, speaking of Governor Whitmer, today she signed 3 bills managing Michigan's share of the big settlement between state governments and pharmaceutical companies over the opioid crisis. Michigan's getting about $800 million for things like addiction treatment and prevention, mental health services, and other efforts to mitigate the impact of opioids in our communities. The new laws will create the Opioid Healing and Recovery Fund, as well as an advisory board to help direct that investment.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We've got hot weather on the way with the chance for some maybe severe thunderstorms by tomorrow afternoon. Check out the satellite and radar. A couple light rain showers trying to move in from the west. Although the air mass is still fairly dry at the surface, so some of that may not make it down, but a few raindrops will certainly be possible for the evening hours. The big activity, at least potential for big activity, is going to be tomorrow afternoon. From Jackson north, that's where the best chance for severe storms will be. It extends into northern lower Michigan, and the area I've kind of circled in red here, this is where I think the highest potential for strong to severe storms will be tomorrow afternoon. I'll explain why in just a second. We assume for a moment we do see storms here tomorrow. What are our risks? Well, it would be an elevated risk for isolated tornadoes, hail, wind would be the biggest threat, and heavy rainfall. There's some things working against big storms happening here tomorrow, though. Tomorrow morning certainly starts out quiet, no problems. But during the day, several thousand feet up in the atmosphere, the temperatures are really going to warm up. And you can think of it like a crock pot that's trying to release heat. If you put the top on the crock pot, the heat can't get out. It's the same sort of setup for us tomorrow. Thunderstorms may try to go, but they run into that warm air and can't really get their act together until you get to the north. So that's where the best prospects for storms will be. Should be widely scattered here, but if storms can get through that warm air above us, so if we hit like 90, 91 degrees for a high tomorrow, then we could see big severe storms. So it really comes down to what our high temperature is tomorrow. On Saturday, we'll have a few leftover scattered rain showers, maybe an isolated storm, but not a whole lot of activity out there. It's not a washout of a day. Our Skyview network, we've got mostly cloudy skies in St. John's. Temperature 74. High today was up to 75. Our WLNS cam, pretty hazy out there and some cloudiness moving in as well. Temperatures at 76. The high today made it up to 77 degrees in Grand Ledge. Mostly cloudy skies, 77 the high. Current temperature holding at 75 degrees. We head further south into Jackson County. You can see those cumulus clouds beginning to grow a bit. Temperatures at 78 degrees. That is our high for the day. Finally, in Hillsdale, where we've got partly sunny skies, temperatures at 78, made it up to 80, the high so far this afternoon. Our morning low down to 53. Everyone's comfortable. We're obviously very warm in the mid to the upper 70s. As we move into the overnight hours, temperatures tonight much warmer, only mid 60s for lows with an isolated shower. Theoretically, yeah, there could be some thunder, but I think just a few rain showers mainly tonight. Tomorrow, chance for afternoon showers and storms depending on how warm we get. At 86 degrees, if my forecast is right on, we probably will not see much thunderstorm activity. So if we get to 90, 91, then we got to worry about severe weather. 70s on Saturday, 60s Monday and Tuesday. And then as we round out next week, we start to warm things back up. Mid to upper 70s by next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and into the 80s the following week. So it's going to warm up. Just got a couple cool days after tomorrow's very warm Friday.
Did you just say if your forecast is spot on? I think we all know that your forecast is spot on, David.
I like the way you think.
Yeah. Well, a local man decided to do some trolling on social media, but his actions had some real-life consequences for a completely different family. We'll explain this for you after the break. 6 News at 6 will be right back.